Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, Arnaud. Lovely to see you. Lovely
Same
to see
here.
everyone. Yeah, thank you for watching UDF Motivation Wednesday. Today we have Arnaud Muccini with us. Let me introduce him very quickly and then we will tap into his exciting story very quickly. So Arnaud Muccini is the founder of Perform Life since 2009. His mission is to provide the best video analyzed through sports technology for athletes, especially for figure skater. Arnold is known as one of the foremost Dartfish video analyzer in the figure skating world. He collaborated with numerous Olympic coaches such as Véronique Guyon, the former coach of world champion Brian Joubert, Denise Meyer, the former coach of Bradie Tennel, the American champion, and Alexei Mishin, and more. At 2019, Dartfish China recommended Arnold to Team China. He joined the Team China to help provide a professional support video analyzed to the whole team of China, supervised by Zhao Hongbo, to prepare Winter Olympic 2022 in Beijing. And as you all know, in Winter Olympic Beijing 2022, Team China have gotten amazing, outstanding result. They got gold medal in pair events. And Mr. Zhao Hongbo said, I hope to get more skater achieve their best in the future with the professional support from Mr. Arnaud Muccini. This is Arnaud. Welcome for joining us today, Arnaud. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for this long introduction. Don't always realize all what I'm doing because every day it's a new challenge. Yes, thanks. And China was an amazing experience. So,
Knowing you work with so many amazing athletes in the past, and knowing you were a figure skating coach and work with a lot of professional coach around the world. And for those who just learning figure skating or who for those who is in figure skating world for so many years interest to know your story, would you mind introduce yourself in your own version so that our audience can get to know better personally?
yes. So I'm actually a little bit more in the technology, in the science than I would say a normal coach. I'm really expert in biomechanics. So I'm doing video analysis. I'm also creating database and I'm also a coach. So with all this package, I can offer a good view because it's good to pinpoint a problem, but it's also good to give solution or the beginning of solution. So I see more myself like a high performance analysis than a figure skating coach expert in video analysis. I'm not attached anymore with one club. I'm doing more freelance now. So it's a little bit consulting, coming, seeing how things go, and doing the follow up, of course, because that is the
Yeah,
most
and
important
how
thing.
did you tap in into this Dartfish analyze? You were figure skating before, and how did you
So
become what you are today?
that's a really funny story because I studied mechanic and technology at school and then become a coach and find this amazing system a little bit by accident. We had regional camp in France and the French Federation provide this system. And I just like, wow, this system, I need it. So I start to learn more about jumps and also, oh, but what are you doing with videos? So I was looking, a lot of things could be done. So I start to, okay, let's do it. And step by step, Perform Live become just providing video analysis equipment. Then step by step, more consulting, and I create also this database. This because if you don't have any data, you are just another opinion person. So you need absolutely to know what you are doing. Yes, of course, everything is possible, but I'm talking more about efficiency. Is the right arm correct at this for this kind of technique according to the profile of the skater? So yes, there is a lot of things which data, which angle, duration is really important to succeed, and that's more what I'm doing, something really in high precision. But for all level, we can start from, I see sometimes elite skater world, top 10 world, they've got some mistake, just, oh, but it's a real break in your improvement, because a skater need to absolutely improve his potential, develop his potential. And I think until the end is never achieved. If you say, okay, I'm done with figure skating competition, okay, potential was developed until now and we can't do anything more now. But I see things we can also develop before and fix before. So I'm a little bit also interesting by a novice level or level to, okay, this is more how things should be. And like that, you prepare the future, because we know this sport is difficult. And sometimes we have some young, good results, developing a little bit with abilities, coordination, etc. When you grow up, you just become average skater, and where is the promising skater? And we miss a bit the technique, injury, etc. So, yes, what I offer is a little bit really a global package, and of course, the questioning. It's not to say, "Oh, I'm better than you because I know more things than you." No, it's more coming in a structure with a coaching team, teamwork always, sharing, exchange, and that it's really interesting. So yes, I'm curious. I'm willing to learn, because everyone is learning. Even the best coaches in the world are learning, and that is really interesting.
So for you, it sounds very, very natural to be a video analyst because you are already a mechanic student. I would like to
Yes.
know, when you first started to be the Dartfish video analyst, have you ever come across any challenge? As you may know or not knowing, I was a figure skating coach too. We don't have, okay, I'm from Hong Kong, okay, more
Yeah.
entertaining background. We don't go very, very professional into like detail. Back to those
Yeah.
days, I'm talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
20 years plus ago. So we teach by feeling.
Yeah.
And now you are teaching by data. You're
Yes.
teaching by evidence.
You know that, like, you were coach. If I take 10 skater and you teach with the same approach, axel, just single axel, you
Yeah.
will have minimum 7 different axles, 7 different technique or way to interpret. So the thing is, you of course need to let interpretation a certain way go, but after you have body, the range of motion and all these kind of things, so that you can fight against that. But you need also to, okay, for double axel, is it possible to do it like that? And you have some data, and this move, it will be difficult to do it for double axel. So actually, my coaching data driven helps me to be more effective in my coaching. It doesn't mean I don't have some challenge, like, oh, what she's doing during this summer. I had 2 skaters who did the same move. The right arm really hits like a punching, like really punch, and then rotation. I was just like, wow. And we talk about a double axel and a triple axel. So it was really like, okay, how can I make that more smooth? So trying to understand where the skater is coming from. And so sometimes it's not possible, meaning, yes, you can succeed, like success rate 15%, and in competition it's not working, or sometimes it's working, you don't know why. But you need also to take care about, okay, why he interprets the move, because we are all showing, I mean, coaches are all showing correctly move, but how from this correct demonstration, correct coaching, he interprets that. So that is more the, not chemistry, but almost. So we need to, okay, why you are doing that. Try to study the body, how you move, and that is really interesting. Because sometimes when you have really global picture clear with data, this is the correct angle, etc. You come from the preparation and say, okay, at this time, is not doing like average skater should do. So maybe we should try to move a little bit, and then you will see the consequence of this. So it's coming from some little details sometimes, and it changes a lot, because every move in the jump are linked. for example, I stay on the axle, backward, outside, then going forward, outside. If your posture, is not correct for the backward, how can you go correctly forward? It's not possible. The duration is too small to change. So you need to be really aware about what you are thinking, but what you are sure. I'm sure of what it's possible or not. After, there is always a little range. I'm not working at 2 degrees, for example, for upper body. It's just a global thing. Okay, how the body is, and let's see slowly how it can be not change, optimize, because change, it's too easy, especially when you come like me. I visit 3-4 times the same club or the same training center. It's too easy to say, okay, let's change everything, we put on the trash and we come back with a new thing. That it's too difficult, and I would say it's not recommended. Because if he's doing this, there is a reason, and we need to find the solution according to this reason.
Let me clarify. Is it what you mean the biggest challenge you have been in your career is to analyze each person, each skater got different issues, and you have to find the right balance to tell them what exactly the data telling you that you can tell them to be able to correct themselves through understanding the data? Is it the result, like which way you should tell the
Yes.
skater the most
Yeah, yeah,
challenging?
yeah,
Can
absolutely.
you name one story that you found is the most challenging story in your entire career?
Uh,
Just
it's
one.
difficult, but I work with one young Russian and really promising Russian male skater. And the thing is, when you have someone who come back to on ice and is injured, so you try to know how he injured himself, etc. And this guy, before he met me, he was doing almost all quad jump. But okay, but when I saw him first, so we were just working on triple jump. I saw him when we start the jump, we have set an angle and we transfer. So this angle moves slowly to be almost upright, so meaning zero, so vertical. You are not really zero, you are around 8 degrees at the landing. And this guy was almost going in negative degrees. I was just like, wow, with some profiling the motor skills. So when you walk, we are all different when we walk, when we run, etc. And there is no good, no bad. It's just an interpretation of a move. And figure skating is really high precise coordination move. So we need to do different move in the same time. So I found out that his strength, it's also his weakness, meaning he was doing some huge move with his upper bodies and he's put himself in a wrong way, because with inertia you can just move a little bit, and with all the energies, skating speed, etc., he was putting himself in a trouble. I was really lucky because this guy is a huge visual learner, and in 3 video analysis sessions, so 3 times 1 hour, we fix it. So that also is really interesting, because what I was doing in China, I was also talking a lot with the support staff for the strength and conditioning and the medical staff. Like, oh, this skater, does she have any ankle sprain in this moment? What is the status of her ankle? Because what I see technically, she's hurting herself. So what should we do? Should we reduce the amount, avoid? So after you have discussion with coaches, etc., and etc. And the same. So I was a little bit the link between the visual link, because of course people can come to the training, but more the visual link between the ice and the off ice, and that is also something I see. And just like, okay, you should work more your coordination, you should work more your global core, dynamic core, because I see there is a lack of explosivity, but it's also where you don't transfer all the energy, because if you're not fixed, you can push as hard as you want, you don't transmit the forces. Yes, really interesting and that it's also a thing I really like to do, is to exchange with other people that are not full-time professional coaches, figure skating coaches, like swimming and conditioning generally, when they are in our head coach in China, Atlantic, he is a professional athletic coach. He coached football, he coached volleyball, now he's in Saudi Arabia. So you have some really nice, interesting people, but they need to have correct information. So that it's also something I like to provide clear and simple information. Don't need to put numbers to say, oh, look, it's scientific. No, it's from the numbers, you have correct information, and that is the best to do.
Perfect. Thank you, Arno. And I would like to ask you, for example, the most challenging case, this Russian boy, right? It took you a few hours to analyze where is the problem and help him to fix himself to perform much better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you still remember how you felt when you see this tiny problem, but he's already landing quads, right? Do
yeah,
you
yeah,
still
absolutely.
how you feel, your feeling? How was that's a
Alors,
challenge for you, and emotionally, how was that?
I've got a positive mindset. I don't see problem, I see solution. So, of course, I
Mm,
was a little bit thinking because it's the same when I work with Carolina Kostner. She is
mhm,
a professional skater and she knows perfectly her body. So you, with this kind of skater, high talented skater, you don't have to talk too much. So you need to really find, and that's what I was thinking when I was working with this Russian guy. What should I say efficiently, short, so concise, to find a solution for him and he will understand. So I noticed he was really attractive with the video. So you can see people, the body language, you don't need to speak the language to understand. These people are really into the video or they are listening or they are just feeling, like you said before. I don't see any problem to coach by feeling. You can have data and also coach with kinesthetic approaches. It's fine. If your skater is more kinesthetic, it's fine. I had
mm,
also this kind of coaches in my career. Oh, you feel good in this way? Okay, so just do it. I will try to remember, etc. So my feeling, because I'm really a positive person and challenging, was a little bit like, okay, I need to really be effective. So that's why I took more time to be sure about what he was doing. So I took time to really analyze. Just to give you an idea, it's approximative. Okay, so each
mhm,
jump, there is in general, I found out there is three kind of different different kind of category. There is some variation. All the jump are not the same, but it's more a main move. Okay, so for example, for Lutz, I study around 75, 80 triple Lutz, minimum GOE plus 2 in the old system, and now with the new system is plus 3. I mean the plus 5 and plus minus 5, and before it was plus 3 minus 3. And I've got around 60 data. So it can be angle, it can be is crossing legs before or after, etc. So there is duration, there is angle, there is a lot of things. So I took time to study a lot his jump to be sure what I was looking and saying. Like this time I was just like, but listen, the jump is high. Angle of his body in the air was a problem. I was just like, oh, rotation, no problem, height, no problem. So you can a little bit all check the boxes and okay, check, check, check. And finally you found out that, okay, he's moving. So that was really what I was saying at the beginning with Axel. The preparation part was not effective. So of course he succeeded, no problem, but for quad, you have no mistake. You can work like that. If you want to do a quad lot all the time,
Ev-
you can't. Yeah,
Every time I talk to you, I really can feel the passion in you because every word you say, every sentence you say is about the challenge. You love the challenge because
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
of
passion
course.
for work. You have so much passion of your work, even though you said, wow, this boy is the biggest challenge in my life, right? But then you choose to take it calmly. You
Yeah,
choose
of
to
course.
face your challenge calmly. And you don't mind to tell him that you need a bit more time to
Yeah,
analyze
of
because
course,
you
of course.
tell him something not useful for him, and you don't want to tell him your analyze process or whatever because you are talking about 60 analyze, 100
Yeah,
analyze. A
yeah, yeah,
layman no clue what you are talking about. But then you don't mind when you face a challenge, you stay calm and tell people that the time you need, that's how you feel and that's how you face your challenge. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. After, let me explain you how I work. So, for example, let's
Yeah.
do a session, let's session with you. So, 30 minutes, I don't know, we do one jump, okay? Let's be clear and simple. So, we will warm up. I will see a little bit your jump. Um, for example, I already know what is going to happen on the single jump. So, if you do a single jump, I already know, okay, which part I need to focus more, etc. Let's go on double jump. Okay, and let's admit you go on triple jump. Okay, and you have a problem. Okay, so I will work more like video supporting my work as a coach, as a normal coach. Okay, so I already know this kind of angle is possible. After, during the session, I don't put an angle. I just put more, okay, please, you should be more like this than like this. So we try to figure out the posture. In general, I work more about posture, more vertical velocity. That it's a work we can do a little bit differently. So this part is done. Then I go to my office. I do some calculation, looking a little bit what I was doing was right. Sometimes, but too bad it was more this point. So, and then there is a part with the coaches or you as a skater to explain. Okay, so I did some calculation. So I see now clearly the tree turn is too short or whatever. The posture we talked. You see, I told you you should be more like that. Finally, it's more. Sometimes I was right or I was wrong. I don't see myself like a perfect people because training is making better and not perfect. We are also human, so sometimes we need to accept. If you support your training with video, you need to know absolutely what you want to achieve and just use this like a support to support your approach, your technical approach. Or look, today I really want we focus about your head or your arms or whatever. And this, okay, so it's really important to like it's a tool. For me, it's a tool. But as you manipulate a tool, you know also the limit. So sometimes I can say, okay, you don't need video analysis, for example. I did a summer camp last June. And they wanted, I was invited in Vietnam. They wanted some video analysis. I almost didn't do, maybe for one skater, because it wasn't needed. It's like the jump harness. At one moment, we use it, but if it's just to be lifted in the air, you can go to Disneyland to have some sensation. I know. Sometimes,
You have to know your tools very well
yeah,
when you
yeah, yeah.
do something with passion. You have to know your tools very well and what you're good at. All right, Arno, I would like to know what do you like to change in our beloved figure skating society? What is your call?
I will say, and we talked a little bit about that before, we need to be more open mind and share more, willing to share, to exchange. I see a lot of sports. It's fabulous how people are talking freely and not, oh, you steal my exercise. Oh, no, that's my exercise. No, no, no. Actually, if you are smart enough to understand our sport, you will create your own coaching program. You have your exercise, and it's always good to get new exercise or new ideas, but that it's only possible if you share. And I like to come in a training center or club, etc., because of course I come as an expert, but I also take good energy, exchange, chat, etc. I remember, last, for example, is there a arm front for the flip? Are we doing the flip? Because how you teach is something, but the reality is, I mean, the elite reality. Okay, but finally, I can tell you, it doesn't matter left and right. It's 50-50. But on some technique, I saw there is few on one technique, it's better to have the left arm front. Voilà. So if you know your skater is doing this jump technique, you can already advise, okay, you should be like that. Because this step, because there is three-turn and mohawk for the flip, for example, this step, everyone is doing more like that. It's like the turn for the quad toe loop. Everyone is doing a three-turn outside, and some coaches, as they try to do with a mohawk or with a inside three-turn, okay, well, yes, it's possible, but what is your success rate? So I'm a little bit like not following everyone. I'm not a sheep, because what I do, I'm really thinking a lot, and even if I'm getting a lot of knowledge with my study, etc., I'm still thinking I know almost nothing, because I'm still willing to learn, to understand more, etc. That's why when I see challenge, I'm just like, oh, a way to learn, because
That's my thing. I love it.
because after my Russian guy, I was just like, oh, really interesting. So you learn, you have a lot of opportunity to learn, and to share it with people. It's a win-win. It's not just, oh, I give you an exercise and voila. It's more, okay, give me something, I give you something. It's more an exchange. There is few people who start a bit because of social media to get that more, but it's not enough for me.
Yes. Well, knowing you have got so much knowledge to share to the figure skating world, and you're so passionate about everything you know that help athletes to achieve their best, what action have you taken, and what action you're gonna take? I know you have got this beautiful book. Do you mind show it to everyone?
Yeah, sure. So that it's a copy in real, but I did an ebook. It's a little bit easier
Can you
to
a
share.
little bit more?
Yeah. Oops. Yes. So that you can find that on my social media, a copy. So I share absolutely not everything, but I share the basic data. You can see there is a lot of diagram, picture, etc. It's what I saw for around 10 years, because how I start a little bit this video analysis, it was a little bit like, oh, watching a competition, because I'm a figure skating fan, of course, it's my job. So you watch the World Championship, for example, and you see, oh, this jump looks like the same I saw before. Okay, so you put a note and you start to compare skater with skater. Oh, he's doing the same technique. Interesting. Or you see a mistake. Oh, why he's doing that? Try to understand how you can correct, etc. You, like you said before, you challenge yourself, just like, oh, if I had this skater, if I would work with this skater, or I could work, sorry, with this skater, what should I do to correct his technique? Tac, tac, tac. And finally, I was thinking I should put more together and easy correct information in one book. So that's what I did, because doing a YouTube channel or like that, it's really too much time. It's really time consuming. And I noticed people have some ideas about figure skating, but it's not totally clear. So actually, I just decided to do this first edition. I received really good
Comment.
feedback, so that it's great, because when you start to do something, and I start from scratch, I didn't use one book or something. It's really the technique I see, the data I'm collecting, etc. So it's really you have one part of this work I'm doing in this book, and of course I know nothing is perfect, and I'm thinking if I've got time, another one. I was thinking maybe the main mistake in figure skating, and it looks people could be also interested, because you see things. I mean, really observing a lot of things, and oh, this skater, they are doing the same, or this skater are not in the same club and they are doing the same also. So, okay, strange. Well, how is it possible? For example, so I like to question myself a lot.
I totally agree with what you are saying because, well, basically, if I don't do what I do right now, I would be a scientist. I'm totally a fan of science. And I believe all the students, everybody should open their heart and their mind to accept different way of teaching as well, because there's no one way to go to one destination. There's
So,
multiple ways.
right.
If this student not turning left, they turn right. They don't
Yeah.
turn right, they turn left. There's always multiple solutions. So to me, I think it's brilliant. May not be a lot of coaches realize in Asia we can teach things in by technology, with science, by um,
Yeah.
different mentality as well. So I encourage all of you, if you're interested to know more sport technology through Arnaud. Please stay in touch with Arnaud, and all his handle, Facebook, Instagram, it will be in his speaker bio. And well, lastly, I would like to ask you, Arnaud, what kind of service you provide? Do you provide anything you can teach online, or like individuals, or you just teach elite student, national teams, or private? Let us know a little bit more before we go.
Alors, I on my website you can find two main things. So online. So because of the COVID, and I noticed also with this kind of baby now you can really film with high quality. I mean, I explain in my website how to film a jump, so I don't need to move to explain you, to give you my expertise. So actually, I'm offering a service online to analyze the jump. So I'm looking one jump with three different angles, and then I'm giving you my feedback. So it's a report with data and based on science. And then you have also some exercise, advice, etc. We have also little chat. So that is for the skater, but I had also some coaches which I'm working like a consultant, external consultant, so once per month or depending on what we agree. Uh, I'm looking the skater, and okay, I'm thinking that, etc. So it's a way also to have an external point of view. Of course, it's good also to share with your team, but I'm offering this kind of thing. And after on site, so I'm coming and visiting you for a few days or even for more if it's possible according my schedule. So yes, there is a lot of things to do, and I would like to pinpoint. It's good to use different things because, for example, I'm a man, obviously, and Samantha is a woman. And if we explain the same thing to a skater, for example, a little girl, maybe she will be more receptive to my speech or more receptive to Samantha. So what I want to say, it's good to have many different information channel. It can be a little bit more kinesthetic, like you said before, a little bit more science. Okay, you should do that. The angle should be like that, like that. So it's good I like to stimulate skater and coaches because there is different techniques, there is different way to move. And sometimes it's good to do a lot of exercise, not specific exercise, but it's also good to offer a customized training plan. I noticed that when I did the Mishin camp twice, Alexei Mishin is selecting his skater, so they have all the same profile, but he's taking also a lot of time to distinguish all of them. So you have a program who looks almost the same, but it's not totally the same. Exercise, the basic exercise are the same, but there is some specific part of the training for each of them. And there is also huge communication. I really advise you to see Alexei, to see working Alexei. It's really wow, it's a piece of kindness and really interesting to see. It's really impressive. And when I met him, he was really, really nice because you see, he's famous coach, 4 times, 5 times Olympic champion, I don't remember. And oh, thank you, Arnaud, to come. I really appreciate you come. You are a scientist, so I will respect your your advice, etc. I was just like, wow. I'm just introduced to him, and I'm able, and I work with his skater with no limitations. It was a great experience also.
Appreciate for your sharing. I totally understand, and this is always appreciate if someone knowing what we're doing, what we're fighting for, our dream,
Yeah,
our
yeah,
our goal, passion, and it takes a lot of hard work. And for sure, for people who are already chasing their dream for so many years, for sure they know how much hard work you put in. Otherwise, you won't be here today. And all of us, and I encourage you guys, if you have a dream today, you have start or have not start. If figure skating is your dream, find a way, know your tools, know many solutions, and go after it. If figure skating is not your dream, then move on to something else. Just be brave. Don't wait. You know, life is too short to just wait. So thank you so much, Arnaud, for your sharing. It is fabulous. It's wonderful and lots of
thanks again.
information.
It was lovely.
Thank you so much. And I hope you guys stay in touch with Arno and get his book if you're interested in even coaching. Even coaching. We
Yes.
always have to learn more. Thank you so much. I see you very soon.
Bye-bye. Thanks again, guys. Take care.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart.